to get the brochure out. They figured the only way that they could do that was to automate every piece of that workflow, and Avanti became a part of that workflow. So they had a web-to-print portal where the sales rep could put in the doctor's information, variable data with a template. They templated all of this work, so eliminated a whole bunch of variables, so there was only 3 or 4 templates that they could order. When the rep clicked on submit, it would automatically create an order in Avanti. These orders would be queuing up all day long. Avanti would then hand off the particulars about, it's this rep, here's the location of the file to print, this is the number that I need, and have them go down to a pre-press layer of software that would then take those orders, gang them up, send them down right down to the printer. They went from 53 touches down to 12 touches, and they slowly grew the business to the point they're now getting 250 orders a day, and no one touches those jobs. Literally, the engines start up all by themselves at 2 o'clock in the morning. All the output is waiting in the output tray when people come in at 9 o'clock, and they've gone from one machine when they were getting 50 orders a day, added a second machine. They now have a U configuration of machine here, machine there, machine there. There's a rep, there's one operator for those 3 machines. He does a little bit of color management, but really his job is make sure that those engines don't run out of paper. So the ROI has just been incredible. Lots of heavy lifting at the beginning to set up that touchless workflow, but once it was set up, it just became like that internet commercial of, oh my gosh, look at the orders coming in.
That's actually a great segment for segue to my next question, which is specifically as possible, what is the cost in dollars, resources, and time to implement your system? And then I'll add, what is the cost not to?
Where are you going with this one?
Well, you got to go first because you were complaining before.
Cost is a tough question because
I know, but people want to know that answer.
Yeah, but the answer is, of course, what's the answer? It
depends.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Get as close as possible to cost, resources, and time.
Sure. So.
And what happens if they don't?
So someone implementing an Avanti system, really, we always recommend a phased approach. There's 43 modules inside of Avanti, whether you're in print and mail or digital printing or large format or offset. Whatever business you're in dictates what modules you need. So you can get going inside of Avanti for about $20,000. But you can also spend $250,000 based on the size of your operation and what you're trying to accomplish. It does take between 4 and 6 months to implement. People always underestimate the level of effort associated with a project like this. Print MIS, Michael will tell you as well as I, it touches every single department inside your operation. It's not just for estimating, but it's also for production planning and managing the production workflow and managing the billing and, of course, customer service. The cost of not doing it really is the $1 million question about can you be competitive in today's world without something like that? And the answer is no, you can't. So really what we see going on in the market is the winners are winning more and more and more, and those that are eking out and trying to save their way to greatness are losing the battle. And so the pie is shrinking. Every job is smaller than it was last year, and if you don't do this, you won't be around.
Thanks so much. Slava? Cost in dollars, resources, and time to implement your system, and what is the cost not to?
Okay, I'll start off with the cost of not doing. Cost of not selling online is you're losing your customers. Your customers are looking for the convenience factor. Your customers are looking for the path of least resistance. Your customers are looking for 24/7 service. Your customers are looking to get the answers before they call you. So if they cannot get the information by the time they phone you, by the time they reach you, they're going somewhere else. Many of you who are the printers here have heard already from your customers, I went to your competitors because you offer 24/7 service. I went to a competitor because I saw prices online. I went to a competitor because I was on a deadline and I needed to order something. Or I went to a competitor because I like to order in my pajamas. A lot of your customers are going online for the convenience factor. Now, when it comes to actually getting a system to implement it into your website, the cost of implementing of our system will cost you less than 1 month's salary of either your salesperson or your estimator or your graphic designer. it will cost you very, very little. When it comes to, depending on what business you're in, if you're a sign maker, there is a great module that's available in Canon booth from us called Poster Designer Plus. Costs less than $2,500, and you are up and running with millions of images, hundreds of templates directly on your website. If you need an online estimator on your website, costs less than $3,000 to get that going on your website with the products and prices already built out. If you're looking to offer design online functionality, similar to the companies like Move, Vistaprint, Overnight Prints, great online design entities, it'll cost you less than, well, around $5,000 to go up and running on your website. And typical system to get it up and running on your website is about 2 days.
Thank you so much, Slava. Michael.
Okay, well, let's talk about what does it take, from day one. Now, we have a little thing called an implementation tracker, which is really just a to-do list of things you need to do. Obviously, you got to plug in your credit card gateway information. You got to put in your UPS, those simple things. And then, of course, you got to load up your papers and all that stuff. So there's a bunch of, I'll say, a 4 to 6 week period of time where you're really just gathering information, plugging it in, testing things, make sure that you got your paper mass in there right. So there's that period of time. And that period of time, sometimes you'll say, I don't understand what paper mass is. I got this number. What does that number mean? What's an M weight? So there's an implementation charge. That means we spend some time with you for 4 to 6 weeks while you're, we're basically holding your hands for that period of time. So we'll say let's say $9,000. That's like a one-time charge that you're going to be charged to make it implemented. And then there's a monthly charge. And again, it ranges. Most of our customers, it could be anywhere between $900 and $1,500 a month. Or if they're a mail house, they may have additional charges on top of that monthly. Because, the 4 types of customers who walk in the door for us tend to be, one of these 4. One is they would like to automate a mail job. It's very complicated. There needs to be address verification, deduping, all that sort of thing. Plus, we're going to print something and mail it. So I need to get all my postal records. So that's a type of customer who will walk in and say, I need that. Another one would be somebody who has a storefront and would like to automate it so the storefront can go into the print workflow. Other ones are a customer who has no storefront, and they're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to lose this customer if I don't build out this customer's stuff, because they're a restaurant and they want to do business online. So the cost of not doing it are those things. Is that they can't do those things without getting a print MIS system or a storefront set up. So they can't solve the problem that's in. And then I must say that probably 17 times a day when I get a question, what problem are we trying to solve? That usually is the cost of not doing business, because they already know the problem. Otherwise they wouldn't be standing in front of you. So I hope that covered it.
Thank you. Rico, does this a question apply to you in the sense? Okay, go ahead.
I can do it all.
Okay. And then when you finish, if you don't mind, just tell people where you are on the show and how they can get in touch. This is the last question.
This is the last question?
Yes, sir.
So I can hog it to the end?
Well, you can hog it for 3 minutes.
Oh, my God. This is going to be quick. Okay. So we have...
That's what she said.
We have a lot of tools. So we have for web-to-print tools. We have a web-to-print tool, so that can start you at $20,000 up to $80,000. That's what a web-to-tool can cost you. Oh, there he goes. All right. So now you have your web-to-print tool. That's cool, right? So that usually takes anywhere from, for us, can take anywhere from 3 days to 6 months. It all depends on what you want to put on it, how you want to build it. Then we go internally, because once you have a web-to-print tool, the job's going to have to come inside. So then we have, of course, Avanti, right? So we have Avanti, which are a MIS system, so then you can track your jobs. We also have other workflows like Rico Process Director. We have one that's called Total Flow Prep. Total Flow Prep is a job builder. We have Total Flow Path, which is a workflow that connects up to a web to print. It will connect up to your MIS system. It will connect up to your let's say, variable print programs. Whatever you have inside of that workflow track, we can go out and use that software you have, build a job, and then send it down to the printer, right? So we can do it from the outside, and those software costs anywhere from $5,000 up to $60,000. And usually that takes about anywhere from a week if it's simple to about a year. We also sell ejected loom software, right? So you can they have a software called Connect, which allows you to build really cool templates that someone can attach to you online and then send you jobs. You can track a workflow from someone doing an invoice and then print that. So we have a lot of different tools that allow you to do that. That one will cost you anywhere from $10,000 up to $80,000, but it depends on what you want to spend. The one thing I'm going to say is this: you need to pick a workflow, because if you don't pick a workflow, I am guaranteeing you this: in 5 years, you won't be around. You won't have a business, because someone else will have a quicker, easier way to pick one of these softwares to get into their business, print their job, and get it to them. While you'll be using your your workflow sheet, your piece
Excel.
of paper. Yeah, you're walking around the building trying to find a job. You're on the phone, right? You're doing all that. Yeah.
So thank you so much. And where are you in the show, and how can people get in touch with
Oh,
you?
we're right there. See that big thing that says Rico Booth 553? It's really big, guys. Come see us. We have everything you need, all in one roof.
And the website?
Website is rico.ca.
Thank you so much. Michael, where are you in the show, and how can people get in touch?
On your way to the Rico booth. Turn right. Yeah, about 5300, right straight up this hall. We're on the right. Our website is presswise.ca.
Thank you so much. Slava, where are you located? How can people get in touch?
I'm in the
Don't
booth.
email you, I'm assuming.
I'm in a booth 5147 right behind HP. You can also find us in Canon booth. So there is a big touch screen where you can actually see our software. The website is www.amazingprint.com for those of you that are streaming and seeing it.
Yes,
Visit
notice he looked
Yeah.
at the camera
Yeah.
when he said that, everybody.
Amazingprint.com.
Avanti.
Come and see Avanti. You can't get off the floor without walking by our booth. The 2 exit doors are down the end there. We're right in the middle between the 2 exit doors. So come on down and have a chat with us about our customer case studies.
And
You can always see us online at avantisystems.com.
And I believe you're in the Rico booth as well.
We're in the Rico booth showing a touchless workflow there where people can use a web-to-print portal, have it automatically generate an order inside of Avanti, and then down to the engine.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone in the audience here, everybody at home. We'll be back in 10 minutes with 50 Shades of Yay, color management, paper, and digital print.